Practice on the paper. Practice on the paper. First of all, your pen have to be at 90 degree. 90 degree. It can be 80 degrees as well, but try to work with 90 degree. For example, when you're working with the machine, it should be like that. Sometimes a little bit like that, but not on this way. Let me draw for you. Imagine this is a skin and this is your needle. And here it should be 90 degree or 80 degree. It can be like that. Just don't go like, for example, 65 or 45 degree. It's not right. Your hand always has to have some support. You can work like that and you can have support with your fingers, or you can do like that. And as well, you can continue working with your client. Number 2, when we are working with the powder technique, usually we are working towards ourselves. And usually when we starting to work like that, you have to make sure that start of your line and the end of your line should be very, very soft. Don't go like that, or don't go like that. Your pass have to be very, very soft. And as you can see here and here, it's more soft look than inside our lines. Almost always our strokes approximately 1 centimeter. Number 3, let's practice with shading. Your strokes have to be close to each other. Like that. Not like that. Why? Because you will not have enough color when you will do powder technique or shading technique or pixels. It have to be, as you can see here, close to each other. And when you're practicing with the paper, you can find out that you can go from the left side to right side, and then you can return from the right side to the left side, and you fill in all gaps what you have between your strokes. And as you can see here in this area, you already have very good shading. The most common mistake is gaps between the strokes. But don't worry, when you are working, you always can return and improve your shading. Now let's practice on shading. Usually when we are working with the shading, you should work without any connections between your strokes, and it should be the even colors on the powdered eyebrows, eyes and lips. And as you can see, I'm moving forward and trying to make my shading without any spots. Color should be even and without like I have divided it sections by sections. And you can see I did it without even moving my hand. If you want, you can a little bit move your hand and you can continue working with your shading. You have to make it more comfortable for your hand. If you want, you can move again and you can continue. And you can see I have very, very soft shading on the paper. You can see here we have very nice powdered pixels effect. Common mistakes of all beginners, and it's when you starting working with the powdered. You powdered one section and then you moving and you starting doing shadow in these sections. Again, you moving and you coloring third sections. And what we can see here? We can see here some gaps, or sometimes we can see even more color, because some students, they are working very hard, and when they doing like that, you see what happens. Here you can see even more colors, and when it will be healed, here you will have some gaps and here you will have dark spots. You should practice how to work with shadowing without any sections and without any dark spots. And your shadowing have to be with soft transition between strokes. Usually I explaining my student, then when I'm moving, I'm trying to move 1 or 2 millimeters, +1, +1, +1, or you can move like 20% of your shadowing strokes. For example, this one, it's 100%, and next one you will do like that, and next one you will do like that. It means when you moving toward yourself, you moving +20%, and now you will work again 100%, again you moving 20%. But usually it's more easy to understand that you can add just 1 or 2 millimeters and you will have very nice shadowing. Let me show for you one more time how I am doing it. 1 centimeters, very soft strokes. Now I returning back from the right side to the left. I was starting from the left to the right, and now I am moving a little bit down and continue working toward myself and coloring. Now I again continue working and moving from the right side to the left. Again, +1 millimeter and moving forward to the right side and coloring all my gaps, returning to the left side and again doing all the same. When you are practicing, what you can do? You can do some line for you like that, and you can start practice. Let's practice together. For example, we're starting from the first line. Now, this is my strokes, returning, and now I'm starting from this one, coloring, returning. Now I'm starting from this line, continue shadowing, trying to make it without gaps and without dark spots. And now I'm starting from this one, continue working, again from this one, and as you can see, my strokes approximately 1 centimeter, and I'm trying to make the powder even. Same amount of the movement and same amount of the pigment. And as you can see here, we have very nice coloring Here we just starting, and here we don't have enough pigment, and here we don't have enough pigment. But inside we have very nice powder. You can control your strokes on different type of the skin, and you can make it a little bit darker like that. If you compare here and here, this one is lighter, this one it's a little bit darker. How you can do it? You can stretch the skin more, and you can press a little bit more on the skin. And then if you will do strokes like that, you will have darker shading. This shading you can make for the oily combinations skin. If you have client with very thick skin, if you have client with very thin skin, then you can work more soft, and if it's dry skin as well, you can do more transparent effect and don't press a lot on the skin. And as you can see, your shading, your pixels will be lighter. You're doing the same movement, just you can see the difference in colors. Here it will be more pixelated look and more lighter, and here it will be darker. Let me put here for you oily combination skin, and here, for example, dry skin or normal skin. And number 5, what you should practice, you can practice to work from the line. For example, you can draw the line, and then you can practice with the strokes from the line, like that. Why? Because sometimes you will need these strokes with the contour line. For example, it can be with eyeliner, or it can be with the lips, and sometimes even it can be with the eyebrows. Now I'm showing for you how you have to do it with the line, and I'm showing for you like slow movement. Then also you can do it a little bit short, and you can do a little bit faster from the contour. And then you can try to work like shading like we did in number 4. And as I told you, now you can move forward to work yourself, and you can continue coloring the shadow. As you can see, you can do your movement longer, or you can start to work from the line a little bit shorter, and then you can continue moving with more long strokes. Continue working, and color should be the same, and you can add more passes here. If you would like to have more transparent effect, for example, dark zone here, dark zone, medium zone here in this area, and here light zone, then you can do more passes in this area and less passes here. For example, this effect you can do for 3D lips or for soft eyeliner. Also, you can practice to make strokes a little bit to change directions, for example, like that. Now I'm showing for you how to make it more slowly, and now we can do it faster. Now I am moving forward with a little bit changing directions, as you can see. And Now I would like to show for you how I am working with the machine. Usually, as I told you, I'm working 90°, but sometimes it can be 80, it also can be okay for you. And you have to put your hand in the comfortable position for you. It can be like that, and you are working with the powder technique and moving forward toward yourself. And now you have very, very nice shading. And the same idea you can practice with another direction, for example, from this side. Now again, I'm showing for you how I am doing it in slow motion. And now you can see I'm showing for you how you can practice to work from the line and moving forward. And now you can see we have very nice shadowing from this side as well. Here we have nice shadow. This type of the shadowing toward yourself, horizontal movement, we are using for powdered eyebrows, for lips and for the eyes. But also why I'm showing for you this way, how you can change directions, it's the same idea. We are using this changing direction movement for powdered eyebrows and for the lips and for the eyes. And now let me show for you what I am talking about. Imagine when we are doing powdered. Powder, it can be horizontal movement toward yourself, and now you can see I am turning back. Now +1 millimeter, I am moving forward toward myself. Continue working and moving forward again +1 millimeter and working toward myself. For example, it can be one pass for the powdered eyebrows, but when you will clean the skin, you will see it's not enough color, and if you would like to make it more pixelated look, then you can change direction. And what you can do, now you can see I am changing directions and moving forward. The same idea. Then when I would like to color more for the powdered eyebrows, I am changing directions, and again I am moving forward with my pixels. Same you will do for everything, for the lips and for the eyes, if you are doing more soft powder technique for the eyes. And sometimes if you need to take a moment and have some more precise look, then you can do more short movement and you can have the line for the powdered eyebrows or for the eyes or for the lips. And you can see here, because we did more slowly movement and we did more shorter movement, we have more dark area and dark zone here. Number 6. Now then let's practice with the line. The line you can do like very slow movement back and forth toward yourself with the machine, and it will be like that. Or you can do just in one movement but very, very slowly, and you still will have the line. It will be like that. And your line, it will be like a lot of dots inside. the machine is working like that. Just when your machine will be working, when you will move your hand like that, your machine will do a lot of dots like that. And then you will have the line what I already draw for you. The same idea here, when you're doing move back and forth, it will be like that, then again like that, again like that, and you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the same idea. You will have the dots here, dots moving back, dots moving back, dots moving back, dots moving back, and you will need this line for the contour of the ombre powdered eyebrows, for the contour of the lips, and for the classic eyeliner and soft eyeliner. And you have to practice these strokes on the latex as well. And number 7, let's practice what does it mean gradient. Gradient, it's idea when we have our dark zone, medium zone and light zone. It's the same what I showed for you here, dark zone, medium zone and light zone. Let me explain in details what I am talking about. For example, you have pass number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And imagine, if you are doing pass number 1 and it will be till 5. Then you doing the pass number 2 and it will be till 4. You can change directions, for example. You doing pass number 3 again. You doing till 3. You doing pass number 4 and you are working now in area between 0 and 2. And now you are working from 0 till 1. And what you can see right now, here we have dark zone, right? Here we have medium zone, and here we have light zone, and even we can do some pixels, for example, here, yeah? And this one will be the most lightest zone in our shading. It's the same idea how we are working sometimes in ombre powdered effect. It's the same idea how we are practicing on the latex and paper for the soft eyeliner and stardust eyeliner. Or the same idea, it's like when we are practicing for the 3D effect lips. Just imagine this one, it's our eye, and it will be light zone on our eyelids, and it will be medium and dark zone on our eyelids and near the lash line. But for example, in the lash line we should do even darker, and then in number 0 here we will do even darker, and here we sometimes can do more shorter movement and it will be dark and very colored area, like tattoo style. When I'm talking about tattoo style, imagine this is the spot what we have to do in tattoo style. And when we are working with tattoo, it depends which needle you are using. But if you are using, for example, needle 1 point and you coloring, how you will color? You will color very, very close to each other, and your strokes and your movement will be very, very short, as you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just coloring very, very dark because I need to implant a lot of the pigment inside the skin, and this one it will be tattoo style coloring. And some tattoo artists they use in horizontal movement, some tattoo artists can use even movement like that or like that. Yeah, it depends how they are working with their needle 1 point, but usually tattoo artists, they are working with the needle 3, 4, 5, 6, even 10 to make a lot of passes, and not just one needle will work in the skin. It can be 3 and it will be 5, and all this needle will implant the pigment inside the skin. When we are working in powder technique, like what we are talking about, we are working with 1 point needle. It can be 0.30, it can be 0.25, it can be 0.18 or 0.20, or it can be 0.35 or 0.40. We have a lot of different sizes of the needle. But how our needle working? If we are working in 90 degree, our needle will implant the pigment like that. If we will be working imagine in 65, it will be like that, for example, right? And our needle will implant more pigment. That's why always control how you're working. You should work in 90 degree or 80 degree, and you will have very, very nice small pixels, not pixels like that. And now let me show for you the same spot, like how we are working in pixels with powder technique, with 1 point needle, and as we already know how we are working, yeah? We are working in the movement toward ourselves, for example, like that, right? And moving forward with 1 + 1 millimeter, like that, toward myself. Then I'm changing directions and I'm doing, for example, movement right now like that. And moving forward. And again I'm changing directions, and I will color this area with another movement. And now you can see we have our powdered pixelated area, and it's very nice looking, not like tattoo style. This powder effect you will do for the eyebrows, you will do for the eyes, and you will do for the lips. But sometimes you will need to use this tattoo style in some areas. For example, if it will be eyebrows, like powdered, ombre powdered eyebrows, and you would like to have more precise borders on the bottom line, imagine this is your eyebrow, and you would like to make more precise borders here in this area. Yeah, you can do short movement in this area, as I told you. For example, this part, it was part of the eyebrows, yeah? Or you can do the same if you are doing eyeliner, soft eyeliner, and imagine it will be your eye, and it will be your eyeliner like that. And you will see that you need more precise line here. The same idea you will do with more short and tattoo style movement. And the same idea for the lips. For example, if it will be lips, let me draw for you lips for you as well. And you would like to make it like 3D style, and you would like to make a little bit darker in the corner, and you would like to make a little bit darker here, for example, or you would like to make a little bit darker in these areas, yeah, you can make a little bit more shorter movement. And if your client will choose lipstick effect lips technique, then you can do more short movement. But usually for all our perm makeup technique, usually we are working with more long movement, 1 centimeter, and it will be more like powdered effect like I showed for you here. And last one, what I would like to share with you, it's you can practice to work not toward yourself, not like that. You can practice to work upwards yourself. For example, from the same line, you can practice to work like this, what I'm showing for you now, like in slow motions. And now let me show for you how you can practice the same in opposite direction, and you can do everything the same. You doing coloring from this left side to the right and moving forward plus 1 millimeter, and you are going a little bit up. The question always is why we need to practice this movement. Sometimes you will need this for the eyebrows. Imagine you can work like that, yeah? Or you will need this movement sometimes to work with the eyeliner, and you can work from the lash line. And the same idea, you can work with the same movement with the lips. Imagine you can work with the same movement on the bottom lip. And you will need to practice all this movement toward yourself and on opposite side upwards yourself. Let me put here for you tattoo style and here perm makeup style. And one more what I would like to share with you, it's what you can do. It's not just movement toward yourself and upward yourself, and as you can see right now, also more short movement as we practicing on number 6 as well. It can be another way to work on the latex. It will be pendulum movement. And let me put here for you number 8, and it will be pendulum. What does it mean? Here, as you can see, we are working toward yourself, here upwards. And now we can mix these two movements towards and upwards. And how it will be working? On the paper, it's sometimes not good to practice with the pendulum movement. It's better to practice with the latex, but first of all you have to try to do it with the paper as well. And what you can see here, even on paper, with pendulum movement you have to be very careful, because when you are working you can have some dark spots, and when you are working on the latex it will be more easier for you. And you here can see how I was working very slow, just to show for you what can be the mistakes and problems for you. And usually on the latex you will do very fast working, and it will be a little bit deeper, and you can move forward like that. Usually I am doing pendulum movement when I am working with the bottom line of the eyebrows here, or I am doing pendulum movement mostly when I'm working with the lips. You can start practice with the movement toward yourself and upwards yourself, and with the line, with the gradient and everything what I showed for you in this paper. And at the end you can try to practice with pendulum movement on the latex, and you can try to make good powdered effect with a pendulum movement as well.